Good evening everyone, welcome to Sector 1. We're at Sardegna Road Course in Italy tonight for Category 2 Round 8, and it's brought to you by Liquid Solutions, Adelaide Ceramic Coatings and APR Automotive. Tonight guys is one of the biggest races of the season for our Category 2 drivers. This is the Grand Final. When we run both Div 4 and Div 3, those checkered flags will be decisive. The championship outcome for both groups of drivers will then be etched into Sector 1 history. Who will win, who will prevail, and that's what tonight's racing will deliver. So the format tonight, we have the Div 4 race up front, followed by a short intermission. Then we'll change RDs and we'll have a Div 3 race. After the intermission, we've got some pretty special news. There'll be a sneaky peek as what's in store for Season 10. Also really important that you hang around at the conclusion of both races, as we will be joined by Lenocious to announce and celebrate the respective championship outcomes live as the points are finalised. So my name is Grur17 from Doghouse Racing, and joining me in the comms for the Div 4 race tonight is Mr. Buncrack from Kraken Esport. How are you tonight, mate?
I'm actually very well, thank you, mate. It's great to be here. It's shaping up to be a very interesting night for this division. These Category 2 guys actually usually turn it right on, and you know there's championships on the line tonight, so some great racing.
Yeah,
Forward to it.
absolutely, and we'll go through the points shortly, but no one has a mortgage on those podium spots yet, so it will
No.
really come down to how they perform in tonight's race. For Div 4, we've got 8 drivers in the field. The reason for that is we've had a couple of drivers unavailable, but we've had 4, which under the sliding points is really good news. We've had 4 move up into Div 3 for tonight's race. So yeah, we'll have 8 in the first race and pretty much a full field in the second. So just any thoughts on or insights onto pace? How do you think they're shaping up?
Oh, they're actually they're very very fast. They're a lot faster than I am at the moment, that's for sure. But Debrev's looking like he's going to be get a good result tonight. As with Kezza's looking pretty hot as well for Brocky Esports. Yeah, it's. I think there'll be battles all up and down the field with these guys, as there usually is.
Yeah, and that brings us to the track. So I'll just quickly put up the track map for Sardegna Road Course Layout B, and it's 13 turns racing anti-clockwise. Look, it's a very flowing and undulating track. It makes for fast and close racing. Lap times somewhere in that 119 to 121 race times, depending on the state of tyres and fuel. And again, pit time 30 seconds thereabouts, depending on how much fuel is taken on. But probably a couple of key points to call out here, which make this track very tricky. The flowing nature of it, when you get to turn 1, it's better than a 90-degree left-hand corner at the end of a 700-metre main straight, breaking down the hill. That sort of separates the drivers. It's a place that you can easily make a mistake either under braking or through the apex, because there's a sand trap on the outside of you on exit. So that one's pretty tricky. And also turn 8. So this is a 90-degree right-hander that has a pretty steep uphill exit, and it's after an extremely quick and tricky downhill section. So just 2 places to watch out for tonight on the broadcast. Race settings: 10-minute qualifying, 33 laps. The tyres, the wear rates: 4x tyres, soft compound mandated, 4x fuel, and the refuel rate is 6. No mandatory stop. Early morning start, and the weather forecast is good. So we'll have good conditions through the race. I will just quickly throw up the strategy slide. Actually, that one's not working, so what I'll cover on that is that it's likely a 2-stop over the 33 laps, around that sort of a 11 lap 22 mark. That said, a 1-stop or a 3-stop is potentially feasible, subject to race pace and where you are in traffic. Has to be really well executed, especially on the tyres, as the wear rates are quite high on this circuit. And the other thing to remember is that even with what would be a generic doable 2-stop strategy, within each strategy you have undercut and overcut by one or several laps can provide a strategy within a strategy. So I think we will see those 2 factors come into play. So now it's time for points. Okay, so we have the combined standings. As you know, as viewers will be aware, that 28 drivers in Category 2, top 14 in Group Div 3, and then we have Div 4. So I'll just quickly go down through the list, but you will see just how competitive this podium and see just how competitive the podium is, and also some of the downstream results, how it can impact both Div 4 and Div 3 standings. So on top at 192 points, we have Sizzling Sausage, 9 points behind Big J, closely followed by Black Project, Rebs on 180 points. And then we've got Carbon Boy, Freelix, Budsy, VF, The Stranger, XL, Snake Eyes, who's out for the season. That bumps Renegade up on 122, Madrick 117, and Wartime 114. Then we get into our Div 4 territory. And tonight we've got Killers Unavailable. Prua, Good Doc and Petey Pops have been promoted up into Div 3. So on the points table, 110 down to Debrev, Keza and Lemonator at 94. So, 16 points. It's a very close race and anything can happen on this track. Then Malevolent One, Cruisin', Nemesis Gaming, Daz, Jim Bob, Wombles Out and Spitzy is available tonight. So that will be a really competitive points. We won't know the winners until we get both races sorted out. So your thoughts on the points, Mr. Bumcrack?
Even in Division 4, their points are pretty tight, and these guys will be fighting for sheep stations, I reckon. There'll be some as I said before, fights going on up and down the field. I think it'll be quite a great night of entertaining racing tonight.
Yep, absolutely. So we've got all the resets and that out of the way?
We certainly have, and where the boys are chomping at the bit, ready to roll. Ready to hit that big button.
All right, I think I've just got everything set up for the stream, so I reckon we hit that button now and we'll be underway. 10-minute qualifying. All right.
Lining up on the grid as we speak.
Yep, just a slight lag with the telecast, but that should sort itself out as we go. We've got everyone in, 8 drivers.
I believe we do.
Yep, and they're away. So with a track time of 1:20, there's a few laps in. Be interesting to see if guys actually pit for tyres. I haven't had a lot of time to practice through here, but I think after probably lap 3 would be an opportunity to go in that. But we'll see how it pans out. So first car on the track is... we've got Jim Bob, Debrev, Cruisin', Keza, Lemonator, Spitzy, Daz and Malevolent One. I think the key to this lap is just giving themselves a little bit of room between cars and sort their positions out, because if you, on this track in particular, given the nature of the tight corners, you don't want to be too close coming into the qualifying lap.
So these guys would be very easy to actually start bottlenecking up on each other.
Yeah, I'm just looking at it. It's a bit of a queue forming, so you get halfway around, coming onto the main straight now. So hopefully they'll sort themselves out before this first corner. Skezo for Brocky 05 Racing, Laminator and Debrev. They're probably the ones a little bit at risk of tripping up over each other. We'll just look at Cruisin' on as the first car out of the blocks for the flying lap. But yeah, really tricky conditions here, and the grip should be high. As I said, it really does play. If you take these corners with too much aggression, it will really wear the tyres, the front right and rear right in particular. From memory, are the ones that cop the punishment. So coming up into that uphill 90-degree corner, turn 8 that I told you about, and then it's a series of left-handers onto the main straight, but not quite fully flat out. I think most lift for this next corner that Cruisin' is coming into. She got a narrow exit onto some ripple strips and unforgiving grass on the outside. Oh, we've had a disconnect by the look of that. I'll level it up. Yeah, pretty decent times there with
19.5s.
Yep.
It's cooking along.
Very quick. So 19.5, cruising's 0.234 back, and another 5/10 almost to debrev. 6/10 down to Jim Bob, but I think you'll see, as you can see there, debrev, he was really quick in practice and it's now purple in this sector. So I think you'll see that these gaps will tighten up quite significantly as the tyres come into play and the guys let the adrenaline get out of the body.
Yes, it's a difficult track to actually get all the corners right on. The section there down the bottom of the hill coming back upwards, they feel rather awkward. Very hard to keep a good consistent pace through.
Yeah, and look, I don't know about most drivers, but I know when quali starts, the first lap or two, whether it's the right leg or the left leg, but generally shaking, you're just trying to get in groove, get your position on the track, and then it starts to flow from there. So I've got debrev in, he's set a banker, so he's in there very quick for a fresh set of tyres with, what about 4 minutes 20 seconds gone, so he'll get out there and attack it big time, I think. So Keza was not able to improve, but mind you, only 300ths off his previous time. Cruisin has dropped a 19.7, so he's only a bit over 2/10 off. So we've got Jim Bob sitting just behind debrev. He looks to be within range where it's not going to impact any corner entries or anything like that, but coming onto that long main straight, he will be in slipstream range if he gets a good exit out of turn 12 and 13. So we'll see what that does for his time. Jim Bob's into the pits. Cruising in, Laminator into the pits. We'll go back on board with Keza. His last time was around 8, turn 9/10 off, so that could be tyres protesting a little. So 6 minutes to go. If he pits, he'll still get a one fast out lap at least on fresh tyres. So who do you reckon is next in the queue with fresh tyres? That'd be Cruisin, Buncrack?
I think Cruisin's actually, he's still 0.3 over Laminator, but Laminator's really only had one good lap as a banker, which made him come in late for his second set of tyres.
Yeah, so Cruisin's on outlap, Laminator's on the outlap. And Jim Bob from memory is on outlap. Daz behind has unfortunately picked up a half-second penalty, so that'll hurt him. The burn zone here is at the start of the main straight, so it can kill that lap.
Yeah, so that'll destroy 2 laps.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, so he's just entering that burn zone. Yeah. Keza has pitted, so he'll come out sort of about 60% fuel, so he won't be carrying a lot of weight on fresh tyres. So Cruise and Laminator crossing the line now. This will be a very important lap for them. So we'll stay on the top of the lap order, and purple by 1/10. So there's certainly more time in the balance of the lap. 2.5 tenths almost up. We'll see where Laminator is through that timing point. His personal best, so yeah, a little bit behind cruising. We'll go back to cruising as he comes down the main straight. And that's great for pole. 2.5 tenths up on Keza, but be mindful, Keza he's doing his outlap, but he does have fresh tyres, so...
D-Bab's knocked 0.3 off his time and coming to her third.
Yeah, and only half a tenth separating the top four. So I might go on board with Keza, see how he's faring. Yeah, that cambered curve is absolutely sensational to drive through, and from there it is flat out through this downhill section and then hard on the brakes for this tight right-hander uphill, very short straight. Keza's down, so he may not get across to do another lap, but it's not shabby. It's a front row start so far.
That is quite a bit upturn. He's got 0.4 on his old time. Oh,
yeah, that's taken Laminator up to second place. 1/10 behind and 1/10 ahead of his competitors. So let's put Keza back. Did he get... Yeah, Keza got a final lap in. So this is his chance.
Cruising's got a chance at Crew as well.
Yep. So I might jump on board with Cruising first, see where he's at on the track. So he'll take this right-hander and come up to the timing point. So that'll give us a really good idea. Can he extend it? Or at least hold it safe. No, it's his line ball with his fastest lap.
This is a little bit blue. It's up on his previous best time.
Right, we'll watch this. Should be coming down to the left-hander onto the main straight. And a good exit out of there. He's going to ride that wall down. No. 19.7. So he's locked in. Third place. Debrev's finished. And that's all it wrote. So what we'll do, we'll quickly get into the results. Okay, we've got Cruising with a 119.266, and that is a very good time. Laminator 119.3. Actually, anything in the 19s in quali is a very, very solid result. Keza in P3, second row of the grid, 119.5, 17. He'll have Debrev beside him, only 0.2 different between them. Next row will be Jim Bob and Spitzy, Daz and Malevolent One. And that is our 8 drivers. So your thoughts?
It's going to be very, very close when it comes to actually racing. Not that much difference right across the whole field. You know, at least the first 4 or 5 are not that far apart.
Yeah, having knowing these drivers and have a raced against them, I think these race lap times, you'll throw a blanket over them. The only thing that'll change that is if any try sort of alternate strategies or just using undercut or overcut for track positions. So yeah, it'll be interesting just how it all pans out. So the guys ready, mate, for...
Nice. So, well, I certainly hope they are. Quite wanted to start at any point. It looks like Malevolent One is not returning.
I'll just check the chat to see if there is anything in there.
I've been
Nothing.
got the Discord open.
I'm not sure where he lives, but there's large parts of the country at the moment that do have quite severe storms rolling through, so he might be unlucky with that.
Oh, I hope not, but yes.
And
well,
I'll just check the main channel. No, nothing there, so yeah. Well, we haven't heard. There's nothing in the chat.
And I think we can start the race about now.
No worries.
Hit that big Kraken yellow.
Kraken yellow.
Yeah, Kraken yellow tonight.
Alright, we're on the grid. 7 drivers, just waiting for the lights. They're starting to build. 3 lights, 4 lights, we're 5 lights. And we're underway, and a great start by Cruisin'. Very important here, that'll give him the inside line for this very tight left-hander. They're all jostling for position, and it looks like there's only 2 cars. No, they've all found a hole. Very good driving through there. That is a tricky corner.
Through all clean. Excellent work. Cruisin's got himself off to a really nice start.
Yeah, just inking out a little gap there, 3/10 after.
But how that disappears.
Although Lemonator he's certainly showing his nose there, and oh, I thought he was going to take an inside run through that corner. That is very tricky.
Certainly letting his intentions not be known. Cost a little bit. We are cruising out to a bit of a much better start.
There you go. Sorry, apologies. There's no race border available, so where we normally have it, but you'll see all the information, positioning, and lap number and times there on screen. So. Let's see if I can work that out through the broadcast, otherwise we just will need to run without that. So yeah, now 9/10 up on Keza. Laminator is still looking very racy there. Keza moves across for a slight, just get that corner entry right and hold track position. So I dare say as we come onto this main straight, the slipstream will come into play. Kez had a really good entry and exit through those last couple of corners, so you may just build a bit of a gap there, 1 second out, so he's got in the slipstream of Cruisin' and he's kept Laminator out of it, and Deep Rev's taking the opportunity. He's coming down the inside, under brakes. And a good move. Oh, Laminator is slightly on the pebbles there. Sorry, mate.
Kez is not mucking around tonight.
No. Eyes forward, and you know, most races this season, Kez has been right up that point again.
Commentator's curse.
Sorry, I'll just see if
Kez is just, yes, need a replay on that one if you can get it.
Okay, we'll just see if that caught him. So Kez is sitting in 7th. Oh yeah, just slightly wide. Oh, and a tap there from, I think that was cruising behind him. Yes, sliding wide. That brought him across the inside, and yeah, unfortunately, there was some contact. So back to the front.
Hear about that?
Yeah, we've got Laminator and Debrev. They're moving up on cruising to. Sorry, I'm stuck stream. Well.
We definitely can't be riding Keza off yet. He's starting to work his way back up the field.
Sorry about display, guys. No idea what is happening.
Keza's made another mistake. Oh. Spitzy and Keza are coming together, and some redressing was needed.
Yeah, I have, my OBS program has frozen. Can you still see the streamer right on your end, mate?
I'm seeing you go through menu script right now. No, in other words, I'm just looking at a track with a bit of menu screen. But Cruisen's actually extended his lead out 1.5 seconds.
Just bear with me,
It's
everyone.
quite well. With Debrev and Lambrinator. Lambrinator's picked himself up a half second penalty, which is not great in his fight against to catch up to Debrev.
Actually, it looks like a PS5 issue.
Oh dear. Spare spots there, maybe just rejoin. But anyway, Lambrinator's still catching up to Debrev, but this half-second penalty is going to hurt coming onto that front straight. Yep. Cost well over half a second. Well, Jim Bob's doing all right. He's only 1 full second behind Lambrinator, and he's been holding pretty tough there for a while.
Click B, Kurt.
Yeah, mate. Yep.
Kez is nearly 12 seconds off Jim Bob. Only just managing to clear Spitzy 3 seconds behind him. And right at the tail of the field, we have Daz. Ends up 5.7 seconds behind Spitzy. I think he's had a bit of a tough time this afternoon. We're back up the front.
Okay, very sorry about that, everyone.
Debrev has closed up the gap to Cruisen to just on a lead second.
Yeah, that was definitely a PS5 issue. So anyway, we lived to fight.
Nice.
Thankfully, it was at the right end of the race. So
Well,
1.3, we've got 7 laps, so they're starting to get into that territory for the first 11th. What do you reckon we do a tyre and fuel update?
I think that would be a fine idea right now. 7 laps into the race. Depending on your strategies, the pit stops may start very soon. We'll find that out very shortly. But cruising up front there with probably about 30% wear, 35% wear on his front right, which is always the worst in this track. And he's just a shade over 50% fuel, so not too bad. Debrev with possibly about 45% warm tyres, so he's a little bit worse off. He's got a little bit better, more fuel on board. Down to Lampinator, who's very similar to Debrev, maybe just a smidgen less wear and pretty well similar amount of fuel. Jim Bob, he's looking pretty good, but only about 30% wear on his tyres. But he's used about 50% of the tank, well, more than 50% of the tank so far. He's very kind on his tyres. Keza, he had a few ordinary laps this round. He's sitting at about 50% wear on his tyres and right on the 50% fuel mark. Spitzy has been very unkind to his tyres, to say the least. He's about 60% worn, which is going to really hurt his lap times really bad. This new tyre model, but 50% fuel is around the mark that most people are. Yeah, he's really giving those tyres up. But what for this time round? And Dazza, who's treated his tyres a lot better than Spitzy, but he's sitting at about 30%. So the difference between Spitzy and Daz is half the wear Spitzy's has.
Wow,
so,
that's a big difference.
It is a huge difference. So there may be some strategy involved here from Daz. Hanging out the back of the field there's probably a really good reason for it, because Daz is not a slack operator, that's for sure.
No, so it gives the good tyres and with the fuel rate here, it does give him the opportunity to run long, whether he runs long enough for a one stop or he runs longer and then runs 2 light fuel stints on fresh tyres, which is an option.
It certainly is.
Yeah, just looking at his lap times there, 22, 23, 22, so yeah, definitely, oh look, we've got cruising in P6, so...
Oh, sounds like we're cruising.
Do I run the risk of a replay? Why not?
Why not indeed? It hurt, whatever it was.
Didn't quite get it back far enough. But yeah, that was just on the, where was that? The entrance to the main straight. So he might have been a victim of that, ripple strip on the right hand side.
Yeah, it's when it turns in just that little bit too far. Laminator seems to be extending his lead now over Debrev. Tough guys seem to have spread out a little bit.
Yeah, just managing the gaps. Well, nearly 1.3 back to Debrev, around the 2 second mark back to Jimbov.
Yep.
So lap 9, we're getting into that window now. If anyone is going to run an undercut, Debrev's fuel light there was just flashing as he came into.
He couldn't have been closer. But his tyres are hurt. Debrev's going to have to come in the tyres very, very shortly. As with Spitzy. Cruising's in. Chose in the early pit.
Yeah, and look, that's not a bad move when you have that sort of incident going on to the start straight for that lap. It really destroyed that lap. So sometimes it's good just take an opportunity and sort of make a move to recover from what'll be an ordinary lap time and set yourself up for the next stint.
Yes.
So coming around, this is where I suspect Cruisin got caught right on that ripple strip there to put himself on the other side. So will we see a pit? So they're at least running 11, which is 1/3 race distance.
Debrev's gone for another lap on those tyres. He's a brave man.
Yeah, it'd be nice if he loses his pretty much 2 seconds at the start of the lap, and just see if that decision has cost him anything at the end of this lap, assuming like Laminator is on better tyres. And Jim Bob's closed the gap right up.
Yeah, Laminator's tyres aren't that much better. No, Jim Bob's definitely He's a good looking car, that Jim Bob's tyre power car.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, Debrev's into the wall. I think he may have had a bit of help with that one.
Alright, I'll just, I've captured that. I'll just wait till we...
There are sheep stations on this race.
Absolutely. Yeah, that looked a little bit of a bump there. That's put him straight ahead of the wall.
Laminator, Jim Bob, Keza, all in. You know, and Spitzy's gone around again. No tyres left.
Laminator, fresh tyres, short work of that.
Daz has been in for tyres, so he's on a two-stop strategy, I'd imagine.
Yeah, so Jim Bob, he's dropped back 11 seconds from the lead. Is that mainly because of that earlier stop? Is there a difference in fuel load? Well, it might have been that...
Yeah, there's a big difference in fuel load. Jim Bob's filled right up.
Right up, yeah.
Well, at least 90-odd%. Whereas Laminator was a bit cheap. I think he is underfilled. Less than 70, about 70% remaining now, so he's banking on a bit of fuel saving for the next stage.
Yeah, he's got the buffer to be able to do it. These cars do run still quick at that sort of 2/3 throttle setting. So yeah, it'd be interesting to see how that pans out. But yeah, and the gap's building as we speak, so Laminator's still putting his foot down. We'll catch up on Keza, who's now closed the gap within half a second here. So that's a good recovery. Remembering, I'm pretty sure he's about 7th place after.
He went back to dead last, I believe.
Yeah, after that moment coming onto the main straight. So great recovery, and importantly, 12.5 seconds off the lead.
Yeah, he's fought back very well. He's worked his way through the field. He looked back, he may have had 2 incidences that he actually got to fight back from, so particularly well. Laminator's in control of this race, I think.
Yeah, we might go on board with Keza here, just so you guys can get an insight as to what this looks like. And Keza's got a great run out of the corner there on Jim Bob. Jim Bob's got that direct line here across the apex into the left-handers, so it's a very tricky corner to pass. So Kez has just backed off there to fight another day. And this corner here, the entry is critical because if you get it right, you can hold full throttle up to this left-hander. Kez is looking very racy. And this is the downhill I spoke about in the early commentary from the driver's perspective. And then it's hard on the brakes for what is a very tricky 90-degree uphill right-hander. You can flirt with the gravel, but you can't take them all.
Yeah, I find that whole uphill section feels awkward. That's where I really fall down with my practice on this track.
Good exit out of the corner. Yeah, and Keza clearly faster there. He's already out to 1.7 second or thereabouts lead on Jimbov. Just looking, we've got Brett back in fourth, 12.5 seconds one way, 8.5 seconds the other way. Then Daz with Spitzy behind him, and bear in mind Spitzy's on new tyres, or fresher tyres than the other guys, so it'll be interesting to see if you can sort of claw that gap back a little bit. And
stayed out an awful long time.
Yeah, and back from Spitzy we got cruising sort of 6.5 seconds or thereabouts back. And just there you saw just how rough and tumble that, getting that entry right to, what is it, I think it's turn 3. You get that right, otherwise you're in a world of hurt on the outside there. And Kaz is holding fastest lap of the race at 119.108, which is not a shabby lap.
That's a very fast
That's
lap.
a very fast lap, so yeah. So that's a good banker to have, because that one you could hold that right to the end. A little cruising, that gives you the view of just how steep that little uphill section is. You still have to be accurate, because you think if you're pushing it in against the uphill, it'll hold the car on track, but the camber's got a slight negative trend to it there. It is easy to get into that gravel on the left. So we'll go back to Laminator in P1, lap 16 of 33.
Still holding a 13-second lead. He has control over it.
Yeah, he's managing distance there. Skirting with the gravel on the uphill. So his last lap was a 119.8. We'll see what it looks like this lap, and then just run a bit of a comparison down the field. Yeah, 121. Kezo 119.9. We'll keep an eye on this lap. So yeah, they're both sort of, Kezo's made up I think 6/10 on that lap, but both lapping at a good pace, considering they're now about halfway in on their stint for tyres. So we'll have a look at Jim Bob's lap times. 2021's the last two, or I-21 in the last one, so he has dropped off the pace around about 4 seconds from when Keza passed him. Debrev's well and truly competitive race pace there in the mid-20s, and some low 21s before that. So it's just a little bit of misfortune has sort of dropped him back. What I think we might do, they'll stop, if they're on the standard 11-11-11 strategy, they will start pulling in around lap 21, 22, depending on where they stop first time round. I think it might be time for another tyre and fuel update brought to us by APR Automotive.
It certainly would be in the second stint here. Depending on who is where, we're about 6 laps into the next stint. Labrinator starting to lose his lead a little bit there. He's down to 11.6 seconds in front. His tyres are about 45% worn. He's down to 30% fuel.
Yep.
So he's actually given his tyres a little bit of what for. As with Keza, probably not as his tyres are just that smidgen better. As you can tell by his catching up, and he's sitting probably about 45%. A little bit better tyres, a little bit better fuel. Keza's starting to make some in-ground on it. Not too far back is Jim Bob. His tyres are actually a lot better. He's looking at maybe 30% worn, and he's nearly got 50% fuel tank left, so he's done quite well with tyres. Debrev back a little bit further, not quite as good as Jim Bob on his tyres, but still not bad at about 35-38% worn. But he's given his fuel a bit of a drinking as well, so he's down to about between 40 and 45% fuel. Spitz here, well, he came in very late on his tyres, and he's going to have to go back in very soon because his tyres are again an absolute high. He's about 80% worn already, and he went out for 2 laps.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he came in at the end of lap 13.
Yeah, so that's only 5 laps on these tyres, and they're pretty well toasted. He's given them a big what for. He's about 50% fuel, so he's not revving the car that hard. Daz behind him, he's done well on his tyres again. He's about 30% worn on his tyres, and sitting about 48% fuel, so he's done very well on both things there. Cruising, he's had a bit of a tough session this this little session.
As he goes on the grass as we're watching.
Yes.
That turn 3 again. He doesn't like it.
It's a tough corner. He's on about 80% worn tyres, so his tyres are pretty savage at the moment, and he's down to about 22-23% fuel, so his fuel tanks are going to need to be filled quite a lot on his next stop, which is going to lose him a couple of seconds relative to most in the field.
Yeah, he's got a long fill, and those front tyres are his, maybe why he's struggling on that right-hander. Turn 3. It is a tricky corner under acceleration, so they'd be just pushing and pushing. So yeah, really hard, but yeah, interesting. No, thank you for that. And APR Tyre and Automotive, and we'll flick back to the race screen. And yeah, it's interesting to see. Keza's certainly doing a good job there looking after the car, and that will help him. We'll go back to where he's sitting on the track. So he's pulled 3 seconds out of Laminator. So if he's looking after the car like that, he's better on fuel, so he'll have a shorter pit stop. So that actually shows some really good signs for the last stint, just how he can sort of coax that car through and keep chipping away at that gap. Jim Bob, certainly I think you'll see him ink that gap, close that gap a bit because of his just better tyres till the pit stop, and also will have a shorter fill. So yeah, there's a couple of things there that'll start changing the minor positions, and actually Debrev as well. So he's got good tyres through to when he changes, and decent fuel on board. So I think we'll see these gaps close up a bit after the next stop.
I'm hoping so.
Yeah, Keza's taken, just while we were talking, that another 8 tenths, 9 tenths out of Laminator. So he's a man on a mission.
Definitely hunting him down. And Laminator will be seeing that on his screen, and that'll be starting to worry him, I'd imagine.
Yeah, I do ride dirt bikes with Keza in our other lives, and I've seen him just as focused. So, yeah, he will keep his eyes forward and have a real crack at this. We'll go back to Laminator and see how he's travelling. He's managed to hold his laps in that mid-21s. But yeah, Kaz's certainly in the 20s, is just eating away at it. Oh, a little bit of gravel there. You could hear those tyres squealing under protest. So this is into the first sector of the 22nd lap, so it's all probability we'll see that round of pit stops kick in.
Cruising's on his on the fuel light now. With not a lot left on his tyres.
And he's just pulled into the pits.
There he goes.
So he'll have to run 12 laps on his last stint.
Bits he's going to have to come into, surely. He's got nothing left on his front driver's side.
Yeah, it's amazing how different driving styles and the different tunes for the M3s have, you know, the impact that it has on speed between cars, top speed, corner speed, and also things like tyre wear and fuel wear makes it's been quite, it's really brought some exciting dynamics into the racing this year. So Laminator's into the pits. Yeah, and just the way different drivers handle it as well. Quite interesting.
Yeah, so I think I said it before we actually got on air this evening. I absolutely love tuning cameras, but geez, I'm terrible at it.
Yeah, it is a dark science.
It is. There's a lot to it, but it's actually quite enjoyable when you pick up just that little bit more. Yeah.
Yep. So Laminator takes on 72, and he's out. Yeah, Kaz has gone to 87. So has Laminator short filled, or is he's got the fuel save nailed? Jim Bob's gone to 89. So yeah, the drivers behind him are carrying Debrev's 81, so yeah, that'll be really interesting to keep the eye on in about 5 laps time.
Yes, Laminator should be planning on saving a bit of fuel with the flow that he put on board.
Yeah, it was a marked difference there. So, and it's given him with the refuel rate, you know, the best part of what's that, 2.5 seconds advantage back over Keza.
Hopefully his lack of fuel won't cost him that 2.5 seconds straight up.
You see that get a little bit squirrely over the ripple strips, those fresh tyres, nice and cool at the moment.
Very good out lap from Laminator, holding that gap to 11 seconds virtually.
Yeah, Kez's out lap a few tenths slower, but yeah, it'll just be interesting to see how this pans out. Final stint, so remember this is the grand final for the guys, or the finale, and when the Div 3 race finishes, the finishing order for this Div 4 race with the sliding points is very, very important as to where these guys will end up at the conclusion of tonight's racing.
Certainly is.
So we got Debrev, he's sitting 2.5 back from Jim Bob, just recorded his fastest sector 1 so far on the lap. And a very similar outlapping times to the guys ahead of him. he's definitely on a mission bringing that gap down. That's 8/10 since we've been watching.
In for an interesting finish.
And I'm pretty sure Brev, I'm pretty sure he filled up same fuel load as Jim Bob, or very close to it, so...
A little bit less.
A little?
A little less, unless he's burned a fair bit more in the last 2 or 3 laps. Seems to be making time on Jim Bob though.
We'll see how Daz is travelling, and yeah, Cruisen's had a bit of an undercut on the last pit stop, and he's closed within 1.6 seconds. So, and seeing his lap times earlier in the race, and even his outlap there's with Daz, they both had the quickest outlaps. But I think with Cruisen here, he'll certainly, if he can manage his tyres, will put Daz under a bit of pressure. Is there a fuel discrepancy between those two?
A little bit. Daz has got a little bit less fuel on board, and his tyres are a little bit better than Cruisen at the moment, although it is under tyre wear rates.
Yeah.
Yes, so not too much difference there.
Yeah, Cruisen did carry that extra. He's been out for an extra lap on these tyres.
That would make sense.
Yeah, so he'll make up time now, but it could compromise him a little in the closing stages if he's under pressure. We've seen what his right front does through turn 3, so he'll need to be aware of that. Keep an eye on the dynamics of the tyre wear.
D-Brev's been taking some nice big chunks out of Jim Bob.
Yeah, we'll just stay with Cruisen here. He's well and truly in slipstream range here. What will he do? Inside or outside? As they crest the rise, very tricky under brakes here, very squirrely, but no, Cruisen's held back.
Having this time.
I'll quickly switch back to 3/10 on between Debrev and Jim Bob. Actually, let's have a really quick look on board here and just see what it looks like. Around the left-hander, danger in the ripple strip on the right with the grass, and onto the main straight. Very different driving styles through there. Pretty much most of the field have been taking third onto the main straight, but Debrev's been running fourth there, so certainly friendlier on tyres and fuel. And we'll just stay on board to get up through into turn 5, so you can get an idea of the positive camber on the road here as they turn into this tight right-hander. It's a bit like a skate bowl, and Jim Bob's gone wide there, so this next part does narrow out a bit down the hill and come hard left here across the ripple strip.
Very technical track this.
Absolutely. He's got a good run out of the corner, but there's not much room up in this next one. Brave too wide through that line, but really good pass. Great pass by Debrev. Both of them need to hold it through here, and we'll see if there's a response from Jim Bob down the straight. It's already out to 4/10, but still within striking distance under slipstream. Having said that, we did miss. We've got Cruisen has got in front of Daz and just inked out a 1.3 second lead and growing, so he definitely got his head down. Kessa's running really good low 20s there throughout this stint, and he's been able to make a little bit of time into laminators, so I think this is setting the scene for the finish. But I reckon we do a tyre and fuel update so we can just understand who's going to be crossing their fingers in the last 2 laps versus who's going to have a crack. So
We should.
thank you to
out the front
APR
there.
and Automotive.
Oh, yeah, thank you. Laminator's out the front there. His tyres are about 35, maybe a little bit more. However, he's only got about 30% fuel. Whereas Keza behind 2%.
Sorry, how much was that?
About 40 plus percent fuel. So Keza's got a little bit more fuel than Laminator to play with. And his tyres are looking a tiny bit better. Not much, just sitting about the same sort of 40-odd% worn. Debrev back a little bit further. His tyres just a fraction again better, just under 40% worn, and he's sitting on about 40% fuel, so probably about the mid-range average for most people, I think.
Yep.
Jim Bob's looking after his tyres a little bit better again. He seems to be quite nice on tyres where his suspension is, and about 40% fuel, so he's got a fair bit of life left in the car.
Yeah, he's well placed, yeah.
Cruising, he's about 50% worn on those tyres, so he's giving them a bit of the berries, although his fuel sitting around the 40% mark, so he shouldn't have too many fuel issues. Daz has got some great looking tyres again. See the differences in these cars. He's only got about 25% worn on his tyres.
Wow.
Looking fantastic. About 38% fuel, which is still pretty good. And then we got Spitzy, who really hates his tyres.
Oh,
today.
and he's into the sand. We're giving him the curse. No need to replay it, we saw it.
He's got 4 laps left remaining on these tyres, and they're looking like they're about 90, maybe 90% worn.
Wow. And he's just had a slide there. He's managed to keep it on the black bit and stayed off the line there for Laminator to come through. So great recovery, great driving.
But yeah, about 90% worn. He is really struggling to hold on to this car. He's going to have to do it, but he can't do those tyres for that long, surely.
No, I certainly wouldn't be trying to push for 21s.
But I think, looking at difference up the front there, Laminator, I think he's going to have, he's going to have to be a little bit easier on fuel, and he's starting to lose that time on Keza now, maybe because of it.
Yeah, Keza will pretty quickly come up on the back of Spitzy there as well. So, but no, APR Automotive, thank you for that, and bringing us throughout the season the tyre and fuel update. But yeah, it's down to just, pretty much flat 9 seconds. There's 3 laps to do it in, so the ask might be a little bit too great there for Keza, but Laminator's still got to keep it on in between those white lines.
Yeah, anything can happen on this track.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, he's still sort of, the gap will close up a bit and then he manages to hold it. He's pretty quick through this, that sector 3 of this track. And it gives him a good run, where I think Keza's a bit quicker through the first 2 sectors, but it's just balancing out and a bit of ebb and flow as they go through. So we might have a look at Debrev and see how he's going. So yeah, he's built a pretty solid gap there over Jim Bob, but he is, Jim Bob's sort of well placed with his fuel and tyres. So again, that podium is still up for grabs.
Yes. 4 seconds can vanish quite quickly on this track.
And there goes a penalty, so that might make it a little bit harder because that's killed this lap. So that might have been about it for there. But yeah, it really does hurt you. penalty on that, where you come into you're on full power there to try and get a good run down the straight. Even a half-second penalty, it's probably 1.2, 1.5 in real time by the time you get back on the power and recover lost ground.
So there are harsh penalties in this game.
Absolutely. Just quickly run back. We'll have a look at, have we lost Spitzy?
Ooh, we've lost. We have indeed.
Yeah. It's unfortunate. So we've got Cruiser sitting back there. Look, he's well established in the 121s. He'll drive home from there. 5th place. And Daz, 930 is 5 seconds adrift, but he's drifted into 122. So I'd say Cruiser's locked down 5th. Jim Bob has sort of locked down 4th thereabouts, but we might look up to the leader. And during that bit that we were talking, he's managed to increase his lead by 6/10 on Keza, so doing a really good job to finish. He's on the final lap into Sector 2. He's on the lights already, so he's excited.
He's managed it.
Yeah,
well.
He's doing the big Kev. Oh, we got a yellow flag in front there. It's weird. Yeah, so well-driven race here. Deserves all the accolades. He's managed the race probably more by consistent laps and racecraft. He didn't have a big speed advantage on anyone else. So you can see that understeer as he pushes through that left-hander there, leaning on that right-hand tyre. But very well-deserved race, and this is going to put, while we've got to run Dibs free, this is going to put Lemonator pretty well up in the standings and give him a good chance. We've got Keza crossing the line, also a really well-driven race, and it's a real testament to Keza this season. He's been in the contention for the podium very competitively every race, and we've got Dibrev coming around onto the main straight. And while the gap's drifted out, he's managed it both ways to bring that car home in a solid position. P3 on the podium. We've got Jim Bob coming through just over 8.5 seconds back.
He's
And P5, Daz coming around, locking up some solid points. A little bit wide there. I meant to say it earlier, that mud through there, even though it kicks up a bit of dust, almost plays wet. So Daz has finished on P5, cruising across the line for P6, and there we have it. That is Dip 4 final race done. Slightly depleted field through some attrition, and also some of the guys that had the ability to or the opportunity to race up in Dibs 3, which we'll see in the next race, and some of them racing it for the very first time. So let's have a look at where everyone landed. So well done to everyone. I don't think the guys have tried to manage their cars on a technically tricky and aggressive tyre wear track. They haven't left anything on the table there. So they've locked their positions in 3 points. We'll just quickly go through it. So P1, Lemonator, P2, Keza, P3, Dibrev, P4, S1, Jim Bob, P5, Daz 930, P6, Cruisin', and 7th, we had a DNF from Spitzy. So your thoughts, Mr. Mumcrack?
Oh, it was quite an interesting race. Keza was just, he had some bad luck early on twice. I was watching him a second time when he lost it, put it into a wall, but he has had a great comeback. What a great comeback drive from Keza. Lambinator just pretty well just managed his fuel and tyres and the gap all the way. Just professional bit of driving really from Lambinator.
Yeah, I can't see the YouTube's playing up from my end. I can't see the stream comments. anything in there around Driver of the Day nominations?
Now I'm actually just rolling through it at the moment. Not Jim Bob from Rainbow Socks.
Yep.
Which is not a bad guess. Jim Bob actually drove really well tonight too, I thought.
Yep.
Son of the Day, Rainbow Socks. Oh, jeez.
Nepotism.
Yeah.
Your thoughts on Driver of the Day?
Me, I'm actually I've got to sit it with Keza. Just a great comeback drive, working his way back up through the field like that was good to watch.
Yeah, no, look, I agree. Dead last very early in the race, and with quite a time differential. I thought it was over about 15 seconds at one point. So he drove a really controlled race to look after his car and put him in the position where he was fighting quite substantially for a podium. So yeah, no, I second that with Keza, and he also managed to hold that the fastest lap. So he's got bragging rights there and some extra points. So thank you very much for that, mate. That wraps up our Category 2 Group B. Mr. Bumcrack, thank you for RDing as always and helping with the commentary. Hopefully, if you don't hang around, you can come back at the end of that Div 3 race when we can put these results together and just see how the championship pans out for both divisions. So what we'll do, guys, we'll run a short intermission and we'll get the other lobby and our Div 3 drivers sorted out. So be with you very shortly.
Well, thank you very much.
right, welcome back everyone. We now have Cat 2 Group A drivers ready to go, which is our Div 3. And I also want to welcome our Race RD, very special occasion. We have the one and only two-time Sector 1 champion and legend, Ghost. A pleasure sharing the mic with you tonight, mate, for this championship finale. How are you?
Yeah, I'm very well, thank you, Graham. How are you? I hope you're well. Hello, everyone in chat. Hope you are having a wonderful Sunday night. And boy, oh boy, do we have a race coming up. So we've got a championship, I believe. Top four separated by 14 points. And giving you the hot tip, everyone, they are all up the front and quick. So strap in, because this is going to be an absolute rip snorter.
No worries. But guys, before we start, this will take around about 40 seconds of your time, but we have a very, very exciting reveal coming up. Sounds a bit like The Block, if that's copyright protected.
It's
but
my OnlyFans reveal video, everyone. So get on board.
Yeah, absolutely.
$5 a month, and if you pay an extra $2.50, I'll show fee.
So what I'll do, without any further ado, I'm going to roll the tape, and this will give us our first insight into Season 10. So there you have it, and yes, that's the Renault Megane Group 4 on BOP. Will be the car chosen for Season 10. My first thoughts, having raced in that car when I first started in Sector 1, and actually quite a few of the drivers in Sector 1 today, we know it. We can look forward to, I'd say, some very, very close racing in Season 10. So it's exciting. There'll be more released over the coming weeks as to what the season will look like, but there's your first snippet. So yeah, Ghost, your thoughts?
Yeah, pretty cool. Actually, a bit of a throwback to the Community Series car, of course. So we had that running for a season. It's provided some awesome racing. BOP as well, so it takes that setup equation out of it. So I reckon, yeah, really great choice. Takes the livery really good as well. Yeah, I think, yeah, fantastic choice. So if there was a Group 4 to pick, that's, I think, the close to the one. So well done to everyone, to Abby. So looking forward to getting amongst it. Season 10, wow, that's going to be a big season.
Yeah.
Season 10, we're going to celebrate that, baby.
Absolutely,
Very
a decade of
cool.
Sector 1.
Yeah.
So I reckon, heard a little bit about how the drivers are shaping up. The race format and settings are identical to the Group B race. So, and based on what we saw in previous race, the tightness of this championship, we went through the points earlier in the broadcast. The championship is on the line tonight, both, and this will have an impact on Div 4, but quite potentially. So we're in line for an epic race. So I reckon we get straight into qualifying and see how we go. So qualification for Cat 2 Group A, brought to you by Liquid Solutions. So you can hit the button whenever you're ready, and we'll get them started.
We are getting underway. Very excited about this one. Been watching the wind as well. The wind's been interesting, up to 7.1 meters per second. So that will definitely have an effect on the outcome as well, as the drivers are about to start qualifying. 10 minutes, fast and furious action around a bloody fun racetrack. Absolutely love this track. Turn 1 is an absolute beauty. It's got a name, of course. It is called Send It, for that very reason that you will see 3, 4 wide, no problem at all, guaranteed. So head out on the track at the moment. So just see who our first driver is, so we can get a...
We have... Let's try to find the guys on track. Who's showing up first?
Revs, mate.
Yep. He's out on his warm-up lap. Carbon Boy's quite close behind, but I'm sure they'll set themselves up out of that last sector.
Certainly will. So looking here at Revs currently made that beautiful strike in purple as well. Zachman holders for who's he driving? I always forget.
Running as an independent with Zapman sponsorship.
Yep, excellent. So independent up the front. That's what you like to see. Then we've
Yeah.
got Garden Boy, aka Garden Boy, aka I won't give his other name. That's a joke between me and him. But running for course APR Motorsport, very popular man around the traps. One of the hardest admin going around as well. Works his butt off. So let's have a good run tonight. There's teammate and team boss, Pruitt, aka White Hips, second of the APR drivers, and been very quick in the practice lobbies as well. So keep an eye out for White Hip. I think he could be a factor in this race. Then we've got the Stranger in that. Okay, that's it. That red, white, and black just works. Stranger, you go straight to the top of the tree, mate.
Yeah, and a new sponsor on board with PWR.
Yeah. Excellent. So we'd love to see that as well. Of course, driving for Doghouse. They got Mad Rick driving for Black Rose. Look at that green. Works every time. Another one, classic. Red, black, and white. You cannot go wrong. And another one has been pretty quick in the lobby as well. Then we've got Big J, aka Cheech. In that's pink. Yep, that is definitely pink. Pink and black. That actually works for me. Of course, driving for Symmetry. And strong there as well. He's got the sizzling sausage right behind in the big stag. Second of the Black Rose drivers and been very quick in the lobbies. We know what the sausage can do when he's up and about. So looking forward to seeing him race. They've got Petey Pops.
Yep, up from Div 4. This is his first ever Div 3 race.
And we've just got our times coming in. So throw straight to the top of the timesheets with a 1:19.7. So that is a pretty smart time. It's the sausage.
He slid in there.
He's no burnt sausages, bloke. 1:19.6, absolutely flying at the moment. That's what we like to see. And of course, they'll probably do another lap, and then what they'll do is they'll come in for tyres and fuel, and then they'll go out in. Oh, but look at that XL.
1:18. Wow.
Wow, an 18.6. That is a ridiculous time.
Very, very much so. On his, what was his first flyer? Wow.
Yep. So the second of the Symmetry driver has just gone bang. No, it's the Datsun driver, sorry.
Datsun driver, yeah,
wow,
Datsun Racing.
I got that wrong. Wow. So Datsun's drivers having a very good season. Of course, Datsun coming off a 5th position in his in the Group 1 race the other week. So look at this. So up the top, and look at that, over a second clear from the sausage as well. So
yeah, sausage is 3/10 quicker so far on this lap. Well, he did have a jump over the curb there, but they're starting to give themselves a bit more room, which I think is a good thing around this track.
Yeah, certainly. I did remind them, of course, just before the race to say, hey, make sure you give yourselves some room in qualifying, and sausage just goes quicker with a 1:19.1.
Yeah, and Carbon Boy
nice,
up there as well with a...
Yes!
What's...
So Carbon Boy...
Yeah, 19.7.
19.7, that's a very good lap. Are we happy with that? Oh, Black Project says, I don't think so. The Kraken East Walls driver, the bloody rotary,
This
just
is
knows how to...
an absolute game of poker here. They're showing their hand every lap.
100%. XL's in, so XL's coming into the side, he's off. So he's off sequence. Keep an eye on that throughout qualifying. If he gets himself track position, I reckon he can beat that 1:18.6.
Yeah, we've got Sausage coming down into turn 8, so he'll go through the timing mark just above. We'll see if he's got anything. Oh no, off in the gravel. I'll put the mocker on him.
That is a curse there from Ger. Well done, sir.
Yep, done it again. And we got Revs coming down to the... Oh, he's into the pits. And it looks like we got Carbon Boy following, yes. So they'll have fresh rubber on and be ready to go.
So with the Good Doc, just a quick shout out to the Good Doc, another one who is stepped up this week. Currently in 11th, so that's a great performance in an absolutely gorgeous black light BMW. Best car looking car on the grid, and it's not even close.
Yeah, I think this is where it will get serious. A few of the guys have certainly been pushing the fuel to lighten the load. This is a really important stint. Just on 4 minutes of session to go.
Right, so I'm actually on board with XL at the moment.
Yep. So we've got,
And we're heading into the final turn now. So we head down the straight, also known as the straight. Yeah, we really thought about this name. There was focus groups and long sessions, and we decided to just go with straight.
yeah.
Heading into centre now. Go left.
So 5 tenths. He's coming up against a driver in front of him, so he's got 5 tenths on P2, and yeah, pretty much back to P3, very similar, or within half a second to the top 3. So this will be a very important set of laps, and with this field, in a grand final, qualifying is critical.
Absolutely critical. And of course this track will have a lot of slipstream as well, just the way that final corner is set up. So we're going to see a lot of passing action. It brakes nice and deep now. Back to second, you'll clip the apex, just run it out a little wide. Watch the curb on the outside, don't catch too much. As we head up towards the windmills now. Very scenic part of the, oh, that's a little wide, so that lap's in the bin. And he's just going to back out of it, give himself some space and set himself up for a final flyer. And the Sausage has got a bit of traffic in front of him as well. He's currently got the VW car in front of him. Now is he going to... Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
Good heads up racing. Like to see that.
So we'll watch Sausage through to the first timing mark. This is pretty much, they'll have one more crack at it after this lap, I think. XL's into the pits.
Oh, just right out sideways there. Comes through the roller coaster. This part of the track I love. It's always great to see who's actually really brave on the brakes. Very easy to get wrong as well. I've seen many a car on the fence there.
And actually, the Stranger did gave him some good race qualifying room there, but he... Oh yes, bit of a spin around that, maybe off that curb on the right. But yeah, this might have done Stranger some good if he can hold that slipstream. He's got to watch that.
He's got a 0.5 penalty.
Yeah.
That's going to hurt.
Yeah, I was just going to say that entry, that last little right-hand kink onto the straight, if you're not on the bitumen before the end of the river strip, it's a definite half-second penalty. I know.
Well, his quickest lap's to 9. Yeah. I've tested this theory out.
So we might watch XL's on his out lap. So he's going to have this one chance of a flyer. Just
start it now.
Yep, 50 seconds to go, so he'll definitely get this flyer, and I think this will be pretty special, to be honest, seeing a 1:18.6 already.
Here he goes, crosses the timing beam. It's clutch lap time. This is the best part. You got the track to yourself pretty much. He's got nice clear air, turn 1, beautiful. Through 2, through 3.
Oh, great entry into 3.
Just clears the grass, which is not too bad. How deep does he go? Right into the apex. Just listen to that throttle technique. Beautiful. XL's flying in. Oh, he's bang on perfect.
And he'll do this next half with a lot of fuel load, so...
Runs it down through the roller coaster. How deep does he go on the brakes? Super deep. Lovely apex here. Oh, a little wide. The exit was... He's up. He's purple. He's 0.1 up. XL was on a stunning lap. This is something special. Down into the final section now and through on... Clips the apex beautifully. Uses the whole road. XL's going to absolutely obliterate it.
He has left nothing on the table. Bang.
1:18.3. That is it.
Unbelievable.
Qualifying's done. Thanks for coming. What a lap from XL. That is one of the best quali laps in Sector 1 history. That was special.
And Sausage, he's next closest. He's about 1.6 seconds off. He's had I think a bit of a moment on the lap.
So Sausage has lost time.
Felix has rolled off, so he's finished.
Yep. So Felix the Cat is done. The bloody rotary's done. Revs is done. So it's all up to the big stag. And that one is not going to count. So it is XL that is going to be on pole with, quite frankly, a ridiculous 1:18.3. That is a stunning lap.
And it's XL and Sausage on the front row. That is high stakes in the first corner. These guys are both super quick race pace. It's going to be a cracker and a full field of 14 drivers behind. So fingers crossed.
So it's going to be, now they'll switch race brains. Hot track talk is 2 stops. The undercut won't be overly strong here, being such a short circuit. But what a session that was. That was fantastic. So we're just waiting for qualifying to tick over. Catch our breath. Hope everyone grabs their popcorn or whatever it is they my favourite race snack there.
All right, a quick run through for quali. So absolutely sensational qualifying lap, 1.18.3. In the brief bit of practice I've seen, that is definitely the quickest. XL, he loves spreadsheets, but that is a quick lap. P2 and on the front of the grid and in a really good position for this race, Sizzling Sausage with a 19.1. Followed by Freelix and Black Project on the second row of the grid, still well and truly entrenched in the low 19s. Next row, Revs and Carbon Boy. Again, nothing in it, and we're back to the 7th position. There's 1.5 seconds across the first 7 cars, actually first 8 cars. So we've got Revs and Carbon Boy, Stranger and Big J. Let's get to the next screen. And then we've got Wartime in the 119s as well. Peru for 120. Madrick and PD Pops, very close time there, nothing in it, 0.05 of a second. Good Doc in a very similar space, and Renegade rounding out the field in P14. Very well done to those guys that have stepped up. This is quite an intimidating division. It is probably, I think, one of the strongest in Sector 1 year on year, and we're in for a cracker of a race. So your thoughts?
Yeah, so very interesting qualifying session. Yeah, big congratulations to those drivers stepping up. It is very much intimidating. Now, I was just looking at the championship points as well. So XL, he's not really in to win this championship, so he does not care. So he can absolutely uncork it. If he gets out in front, he's going to be hard to beat. He's clearly got a pace advantage. But then you got Sausage, Big J, Black Project and Revs. They're our sort of 4 that we really need to keep an eye on throughout the race, because they're the 4 fighting for the championship. And with the points gap, there is nothing in it, so it could swing either way. So everyone get your calculators out as well, or your abacuses, or whatever it is you do use, because that is the battle within the battle of the race itself. But I don't know, I'm pretty excited about this one.
Look, absolutely. And I'm not sure XL at Sausage, actually the top 4 will have this to themselves. There is a very competitive field behind them.
Yes.
And if you look at I take XL out of the equation, it's 0.7 of a second back to P9, P10. So race pace is different again, so anything can happen here. So I'll do the tradition. What colour button have you got?
I have got a lime green one, actually.
Lime green, so... Yeah. I reckon we get into Div 3, brought to you by Liquid Solutions. If you want to hit that button, and we'll get these guys started.
Let's do it. So we are about to go racing. 33 laps. Sardi B, as it's known. The best version, of course, of Sardinia. Lovely part of the world, actually. Very picturesque. James Bond films actually filmed there. There you go, random bit of information, but they're on the grid. This is what we do Sunday night. You know what that means. It's Sector 1 racing action, the final round of the season. We're at 3 lights, 4 lights, 5 lights. Racing! Looks like everyone has got off the line very well now, so head down and you are going to see 3-4 wide action here. Make no mistake about that. XL's got a big start. That's what he needed to do. Get out in front and drive away from this field. Checking in the background, see if everyone gets through to it. No! Who was that around? It's Black Project. It is Black Project. He's gone around. Wow, championship change. Huge. And the good dog's back there as well. And Brewer's in the fence. Brewer is in the fence, wide hips. Oh wow, it's all turned pear-shaped.
Just trying to find where Black Project's ended up, if we can get a replay there, but we may not be able to. You can keep an eye on the front. I'll just go back and see what we've got.
So it's XL leading the way. 0.7 to the good. Sausage in second. Felix the Cat there in third. Revs in fourth. He's got work to do, Revs. Has to get the head down.
Yep, I'll just see if we can get this. Oh, bit of a push there. 3 wide through the corner. It's been a little bit tricky, and that was Brewer around at the same time. I think is just part of the carnage.
It's unfortunate, but there's been a few drivers that have been affected by it. But we are still under green flag conditions because up the front XL is driving away as I thought. Oh, there's a lap car out on track. That was very close. Luckily, no one got caught up there. So Rev's currently in fourth. Has got work to do. But he's putting in purple times here. It is only lap 2. Lovely move up the inside there. Felix gets it done. That's a great move. Oh, they're going to go side by side. Oh, there's a bit of grass as well. But gets it done up into third. So Revs is on this. He's now going to get after Sausage. Lap 2, plenty of time left.
Yeah, these guys from third back to 8th, they're just positioning, and I think we get another lap or 2 into it. There'll be moves starting to be made. So that was Rev's personal best for the race. Mind you, second lap in, so a bit of a dumb thing to say, but he pulled time back from Sausage, so good to see. This will be on, I think. Yeah, XL's, he's really got his head down. He's 2.4 seconds up on Sausage, and he's gone quicker again. We'll in a few laps, probably 5 laps, we'll go and see what impact this sort of driving's having on tyre and fuel, but and whether any choose the undercut. But that's the top 3 are really starting to sort themselves out now.
Oh, sorry, the Carbon Boy on Felix. That was very close. It leaves himself compromised now to Wartime. So Wartime now, he's going to go for the switchback. But Carbon Boy, very clever. That was good racing there from Carbon Boy. Done well to hold that position. Now, can he just get his head down to get off after Felix and see if he can nab that 4th position?
Yeah, Big J and the Stranger, they've made their way up to P7 and P8 respectively. So they'll be putting pressure on Wartime very, very shortly. Let's have a quick look at where they're at. Yeah, absolutely right on. And I think that's, let's go in car with Big J and just see how this pans out. Tight apex and early on the throttle. So you'll get a good run out of here. This is my favourite part of the track, this corner and down this hill.
It's awesome.
You leave nothing to chance.
So XL, 3 seconds of good. Oh, he's flying. And he's purple again. This is some performance from the Datsun driver.
Yeah,
And Sausage in second. He'll be happy with that.
I think there's going to be a move here with Big J and the Stranger. Well, certainly Big J coming onto the main straight. He's well and truly within striking distance, 3/10 from Wartime. Tight apex and on the throttle early for the exit. That said, Wartime had a great exit there and pulled 3/10.
Revs there in third. He's slowly chipping away at that Sausage gap. 2 point. Slowly coming down. Can he get it under that 2 second mark? And he has. He's on something here, Revs. It's that kind of carrot. When you start seeing that car in front of you, you just find a little bit. Find that little bit extra. And he's on it this lap. He's 0.2 up on his best lap. So he's currently running around in the 19s. So can he maintain that pace? Meanwhile, Sausage is in the 19s as well, and he's maybe starting to work on XL a little bit as well. I reckon 5 laps in, it's probably a good time to go to a tyre and fuel update.
Absolutely. So, thanks again to APR, tyre and fuel update. Far
And
away.
We've got XL leading the way. He's got just under 3/4 of a tank. Front tyres looking magnificent. His wear all round actually is really good, so he's really nursing that car beautifully. The Sausage, he's used a little bit more fuel, but also tyres a little bit more wear, especially on that front right. He's definitely using, of course, his A track with predominantly left-hand turns. And then Revs is probably actually, if you want a carbon copy, that's pretty much Revs and Sausage. They're about the same, so it is going to be a straight fight. And we've got Felix the Cat. He's used bang on the same amount of fuel as well. Tyre wear very similar. And then Carbon Boy right behind him, a little bit more tyre wear, but he does have a fuel advantage. So we will keep an eye on that when the pit stops roll around, because the gap between them is bugger all. Then we've got Wartime, who is giving Carbon Boy the big hurry up behind. Fuel's a little bit more there than Carbon Boy, and tyre wear is a little bit worse there as well. Oh, he's very deep on the brakes there. That was close. Then we've got Big J right behind. Now his tyre wear is significantly a little bit worse, especially on that right hand side, but his fuel use is actually pretty good. So another one that's really driving the car, but of course not revving it out at all. Then we've got the Stranger right behind. Fuel use probably quite a lot. He's absolutely revving the bugger out of it, but why not? It's a final race of the
Might have
season.
clipped a penalty there, I hope not.
No,
He's avoided
he got
it.
away.
Yep.
He did, nice work. And then Mad Rick, exactly the same as the Stranger. Petey Pops, quite significant tyre wear. Black Project, a little bit more tyre wear. And then Renegade and the Good Doc there, very similar tyre wear. And that is your tyre and fuel update done.
No worries, thank you. And thank you, AP Automotive. So back to the race screen. Yeah, look, certainly a couple of those guys. Cumboy is probably one of the best in the league for fuel saving and maintaining a good lap speed. So it'd be interesting to see how that pans out. But certainly looks like Black Rose and Datsun Racing have got a couple of really good setups there, especially the Datsun Racing tune. He was probably best of the field.
Yeah, definitely. Going to definitely keep an eye on this Felix Carbon Boy Wartime battle. That's the one to watch, because 3 slightly different cars with fuel use and tyre wear. And actually you can throw Big J in there as well, so a bit of a four-way fight, really. But Felix has dropped the hammer a little bit. He's opening that up to about a second. And of course, Revs has, I take it right, Revs has done some great work here. So that gap now is right down to a second. Revs has saved the best till last here. So what we're seeing here is a bit of a trend that Revs on the back end of a stint is quicker.
Yeah, and something to take into account here. Sausage, Big J, Revs, Carbon Boy, Freelix, Black Project, the top 6 in the championship. So this is game on.
Of course, all what Sausage needs to do is finish top 4 in the championship. Thank you for that, Nugget Superfly. So currently in second, looking good. He knows what he needs to do.
So Revs is 12 points behind Sausage in the championship. So if Sausage can hold this, yeah, could be our new champion.
Which will be great to see. And of course, becoming a champion gets you a free promotion. So he'll be stepping up next season.
Absolutely. I just don't want to put the commentator's curse on him. Not for a second time in a race. But yeah, Revs
is coming down.
Revs is definitely eating away at Sausage.
Oh, very good. That was very good. So Revs currently, he's really munched into that gap now.
Yeah, just chewing away at it.
Oh, we could do this all day.
Yeah, absolutely. We're also getting into that window now. This is the end of the 9th lap, so will the undercut come into play lap 9 or 10? It's not without its risks, but it may have that advantage.
Well, I guess that question is, do you feel like you can do a 12-lap stint?
Yeah, 12
like
laps achievable, yeah. You'll pick it up with good onto better tyres earlier in the next stint, but then at the other end it'll come back.
So Revs doing a great job here. Just going to check back in with Felix, Carbon Boy and War Time. So just stabilising a little bit. These M3s just start to feel a little yuck. Especially when the fronts go, they're just not very nice to drive. Really got a manhandle them.
Yeah, and if Carbon Boy can hold this gap through to the pits... Oh, we've had Revs has passed...
He is. He's got it done.
I'll just have a look and see
around the outside.
See if I've got that on replay. I'll give it a crack. Liquid Solutions action replay. No, it just was a little bit too late.
That's a lovely move. Got it done though. Beautifully done. So Revs now up in the second.
Here we go. The replay's working. Down the main straight. You're quite tight into the braking area downhill. Outside pass on the turn in. Very good driving from both. They left that racing room for each other. Well done.
So while that's been all happening behind Brett XL, nearly 7 seconds out to the good now. This is the first time he's actually dropped into the 120s. Oh, washed. He has been 19s consistently and 18s at the start. He is absolutely controlling this race from the front. And we are on lap 11, so I expect pretty much everyone will be in this lap.
Yeah, I think Carbon Boy could jump into 4th here, just with that fuel advantage, depending of course on how much he takes on for the second stint, and same with War Time. So fuel and I guess the driver's thinking what they can replicate for that second stint based on fuel use may come into play.
That's now the big question is, what do you do in this first fuel stop? Do you fill it right up so you've got an even shorter stop at the back end, or you try and get a bit of track position now, maybe short fill? These are the questions you're sort of wrestling, while also trying to keep it on the track, as Carbon Boy nearly had a big there.
Yeah,
just ran a little too deep.
we should see XL into the, yeah, he's into the pits, into lap 11 with a 7.2 second gain. And Revs follows.
Oh, look at that fuel difference. Wow.
What a fuel advantage by being in clean air out front. And 29, so we should see Sausage come out of the front here. Carbon Boy in more time, I think, will jump. Relix will go very close to it as well. So, yeah, just the difference in driving and fuel strat.
Here we go. So, XL's already exited the pits. Oh,
Yep.
Renegade's going to go around again. Renegade's doing something different.
So I'll sit on board with Revs, let's see where he comes out, and
Oh,
yeah, big gap there, 3 point,
wow.
it'll grow a little bit,
Yeah.
so might be a
That's
little
a
bit different
massive
on the
gap.
fuel take there, but Revs did have a good fuel save.
Just check what they've actually done fuel-wise.
And XL with that fuel save
Okay.
has pulled out about 11 seconds on P2,
So-
the real pit, the P2 after Renegade pits.
So Revs hasn't fuel. So he's taken about, what's that? Just over 3/4 of a tank, where the Sausage has absolutely topped it up.
Yeah.
So that's a tribute to that gap. But now, what can Revs do? Revs now has to absolutely drop the hammer here. So we're going to see the true pace of this car.
Yeah, given the lot of fuel load, he's got to make advantage here.
Big J nearly had a huge moment there. So Big J's been the big winner out of that. So he's jumped them all.
He's jumped 3 drivers.
Yep.
How's his fuel? Did he take a similar amount to guy in front?
He took a bugger all fuel.
Yeah.
He's taken a stint's worth of fuel here. So this is all playing out beautifully. More time as well. He's won battle. Carbon Boy's there. I said this battle was going to kick off.
Yeah.
And the first salvo has happened.
And with Big J, like he might have take the pain on a shorter stint but get good track position and run a slightly longer stint at the back end. But again, he also has to put his head down and build that gap a bit bigger. He's at the moment as part of 7/10 in front of Wartime. Might go down and just have a look at Freelix. He's within 6/10 of Carbon Boy, so that group will stay very tight. So we'll keep an eye on that. We've got Black Project sitting 5.5 seconds off the back, with Stranger further 2.7 back, with Madrick sitting in 10th. Renegade in 11th, that's after his pit stop. We've got Petey Pops in his first Div 3 drive sitting in 12th. And Good Doc has hit the pits, and that is a very good fuel save for 12 laps.
Classic Good Doc.
Yeah, so I think he'll have something to say as the race goes on, and that advantage transfers into times. So yeah, there's that 12.5 second gap from XL back to Revs. So very clinical display at this part of the race, and I'm sure he's short shifting a bit to maintain that advantage. But that said, his outlap was a flat 129, he's straight into 119, so maybe not.
XL's got a 12-second advantage. How's he done? Oh, he's in a class of his own.
Yeah,
so, if I'm Div 3 next year, I'm slightly crapping myself.
absolutely. I think whatever. He's shown through some cameos racing for team points in the higher division. He's very competitive right through the Sector 1 community. So, and it'll be a good test as well. But yeah, he's definitely quick. And I think from talking to him, if he can pull this one off, will be his 5th win. So unfortunately, he missed a round or 2.
Always tough when real life does get in the way of sim racing, but it is great to see a full grid though.
Oh, absolutely.
In our final race of the season. Of course, That means next week we do have Div 1 and 2 coming up. That championship is pretty much sewed up, but so it'll be an all-out race, which is what we love to see. And then, of course, after that, the Sector 1 Awards will be happening as per. Always a great night to celebrate the achievements of a season. And then, yeah, next season 10, it's come around quick. And of course, the Renault Megane will be the car with BOP. So, very exciting times ahead here at Sector 1. So this race, with 15 laps down, it is XL leading the way at 13 seconds to the good from Revs, currently in second. Third is the Sausage, and as it stands right now, he would be the champion. Big J in fourth. I tell you what, Big J's putting in some drive here.
Yeah, he's like Revs on that lighter fuel load, so he's got to make it. But Revs has only managed to pull out, I think, 1.5 seconds since the pit stop. So we might need a bit more than that.
Where Big J has pulled 2.7 over wartime, so he is absolutely wringing the neck out of it. He has got to build a gap, and he is taking that challenge up. We've got wartime, Felix and Carbon Boy absolutely locked in this battle. This has been definitely the pick of the race in terms of really great close action.
Yeah, Black Project's gained a bit of time up on Carbon as well after the fuel stops. So, and also we got the Stranger, Madrick, Renegade, Edie Pops. Actually, the Good Dog looks like he's stuck in the pits.
So yeah, it could be an issue with the black light BMW, so he's just parked it.
So back into this midfield, we've got Felix all over Wartime.
Yeah, I was going to say this wartime Felix Carbon Boy battle's just spicing up now. So wartime's got past Felix. Yeah, I believe. No, so it is Rocky driver, Rocky Sim Racing, followed by Hoopcorp, and then just behind there is the APR Motorsport driver, Carbon Boy. Oh, they're going to go side by side here. Wartime's going to go to the inside.
Great move around the outside. Wow.
Beautiful move. And gets that done. So it's kicked off again.
Yeah, I reckon Carbon Boy is sitting back there with a fuel strategy, watching these two eat themselves. So
100%, because he does have a fuel advantage.
Yep.
And as you can see, it's just getting a little cloud, a little misty as well. So that'll bring the track temp down.
Yep. So how about we do a quick Torrent fuel update? We're 3-4 laps out from the next round of scheduled stops, I guess you'd call it. Brought to you by APR Automotive.
Thank you. So it is XL leading the way. He's got probably bang in the middle of 1/2 of a tank, looking good, 1/3 of a tank, and he's got a 14-second gap. Tyre wear, look, it doesn't really concern him with the pace he's running. He's still in the 19s, so he is looking very comfortable with this. Then we've got Revs, currently in second, who's got, again, a little bit more fuel than XL, and tyre wear is significant actually on the right hand side, so he's really starting to work the rubber. And then the Sausage, whose actually tyre wear is worse than Revs, so he may have gone a little bit too hard too early, so we'll keep an eye on that. And then Big J, who's putting in a fantastic race, and tyre wear is starting to hurt, but he's got a fuel use. He's used quite a lot of fuel, but because he was one of the ones that did short fuel. And then this magnificent battle between Felix, Wartime and Carbon Boy. And in terms of fuel, Wartime and Felix are exactly the same in tyre wear. Now, Carbon Boy has a significant advantage over him. And his tyre wear is actually a little bit better as well. So, it's Wartime. So, Wartime's made a huge mistake there in Carbon. Oh, I'll have some of that. then Black Project, who is caught right up to the battle as well, and he's got a nice fuel advantage as well. So this is about to be a four-way fight. I always said the mid-pack of Div 3 is some of the best racing in Sector 1. It is brilliant always.
We got Black Project's only 0.7 off the back of Wartime there.
He's
well and truly come into it, and the Stranger's picked up about 3 seconds on Wartime as well. He's not that far off the back of that train.
And he's looking good fuel-wise as well. He's got half a tank, so he's going to gain a bit there. He's going to chop into that 6-second gap between himself and Black Project. Then Mad Rick, about a third of a tank, and tyres a little bit starting to wear now and starting to hurt. And then Renegade, currently in a third of a tank, and tyre wear pretty significant actually. And then Petey Pops has got a big fuel advantage over Renegade, but his tyres are cooked, is the technical term. And that is your tyre and fuel update.
Thank you. And I think we'll see Carbon Boy will be a big mover in this next round of stops. And this third stint is really hard because it's an intense track, short lap times, and you need your concentration at 100% to run it. And so I don't think this is how we'll see the finishing order.
I agree. I think in this mid-packer there's going to be some positional swaps. And then it's basically the final fury to the flag. So this is where, if you are the championship leader, which is a sausage, it's where you just start to get a little bit nervous. When you know it's there, you can kind of touch it.
Yeah, just looking at his lap times there, 19 at 20, 19 at 20, and he's been able to manage that gap with Big J. Big J was closing quite rapidly, and Sausage, as Big J's tyres are running out, Sausage is managing to hold that gap and doing what he needs to do, to win this championship. A bit like Jorge Martin needs to do tomorrow in the MotoGP.
Well, yeah, exactly. I think he'll do it. I've just got this confidence.
Yep, 9th or better.
Yep, exactly. So
actually, that's tonight.
Oh yeah, it is Sunday, isn't it?
Yeah, 11:30, I think, or thereabouts. Don't quote me on that, guys, because I live in Queensland. I need to check Foxtel.
Well, if you are doing nothing this evening, that'll be definitely worth a watch. I might tune in myself, actually. So I'm on the afternoon shift. So I've just been actually riding with Carbon Boy this lap, just sort of seeing what he's doing with his car and how he's driving it. Very smooth. Definitely not over driving it. Just nice and easy into the corners, just balancing it on his tippy toes and just nursing it. I expect him to be very quick in the back end of this race. And he is actually starting. Oh, as he slides it into there.
Yeah, Black Project, 4/10 off the back of Wartime here.
So this is closed up again.
Yeah, this is one more lap. This is going to be exciting to see where these guys come out, because once you're fueled and tired, it's a race to the end. The sprint.
So XL. We're inside here, so you can probably stop, grab yourself a glass of red, maybe some nice pasta, relax, take a few photos. You'll be enjoying this. It's always a good feeling when you get a lead like this and you're out in front.
And he's only just dropped into the low 20s, like 20.1, 20.1, 20.1. Yeah. Very decisive drive.
Dare I say, kind of cyborg-esque. Is what our 6-time champ used to do. Or 6. A lot of championships.
So I think in the chat we start voting XL for Div 1. Let's just get it out there and get him up there.
XL for Div 1. Yeah. Start a petition, I'm all for that.
Yeah, we'll get him up there. He's definitely quick enough to be in there with the big boys. So and that means I don't have to race against him.
Yeah, takes
So
a
vested
pass.
interest. Oh, we've got Reb sitting there. He's sort of managed to hold that gap, but I think he's short fueled a little from memory, so that gap will be a lot closer when they come out of the pits. But Rebs does have to make 12 points on Sausage, and the difference between finishing first and second is only I think a point or 2 points. So Sausage will be doing what he needs to do and manage this championship.
Alright, so
Yeah, so there's the fuel differential,
Big
29
J
to
has
6.
used,
Everything.
Big J has used all the fuel and some.
Yeah, he's probably rolled into the pits there.
So Carboy actually didn't have that significant advantage I thought. He must have used a bit towards the back end. The Stranger's going to play into this.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, this mid-pack battle's going to be absolutely beautiful to watch. So they're all in now. This is that nervous time. You're just waiting. It feels like an eternity.
Yeah, and I've got to say, it's great to see a company like PWR, talking to a stranger and coming on board and sponsoring.
Look at this. Sorry to interrupt there. Look at this. There's a as they come out of the pits now. Carbon Boy, though, he's got a Black Projector getting amongst it. Oh, that was fantastic.
And Black Project, he did well there to jump Wartime.
He's done Black Project's done extremely well. Now Carbon Boy, can he hold on? Because Black Project is going to absolutely light the wick here. He's going to be under intense pressure. We called it. We said this mid-pack battle. You know about the big winner. Big J has just brained them.
Yeah, done it. What's the difference in fuel between Big J and Carbon? Remember, he runs short and only just got there.
Yep, but he's put in, about the same. So
Same, yeah.
He's done a brilliant job.
Absolutely. Although Carbon Boy's bringing that gap down half a second as we speak. So these guys won't leave this on the table. It's a sprint to the end. Nothing to lose here.
That's the other thing. Big J might have just slightly underfilled.
Oh, and up the front, we've got Sausage 4/10 off Revs.
Oh, here we go.
What do you do? That's the big question. Do you take a risk, or do you round out the podium and win your championship? Do you get the red mist and want to race?
Yes, exactly. I think if you see a chance, you go for it. If you kind of miss that chance, back it off, bring it home.
Yep.
But these first couple of laps, it's going to be red hot.
Yeah, that was a really good second stint by Sausage, just managing his fuel like that.
Oh, Rev's made a slight error there.
He'd be slow out of that corner. So we've got Sausage here, 2/10 with a main straight ahead.
Got to jump on board with Sausage. Love this corner. Just slightly, just clip the apex, and then it just foot flat. Actually, Revs was beautiful through there. He might have built enough gap here.
Yeah, he gained a couple of tenths.
Sausage is out of the slipstream. How deep does he go? Oh, yeah, alright. I don't know how he pulled that up, but he did. So good through here. Oh, again, just using all the road.
He's really pushing Revs here.
Yep.
And almost getting in a bit of dirty air.
Oh, I love that. I love that line Sausage takes through there. He's thereabouts. It's only going to take a slight error from Revs, and he's going to have some. But Revs driving beautifully as well. Just putting the car in the right position.
Yeah, he's been able to hold that just over 4/10 for the whole lap, so really good job. But I suspect Sausage he's managing this race.
check back in with this battle because it is still on between Carbon Boy and Black Project. Oh, but Black Project's got a good run here. So head down the straight. The blinker's off from Carbon Boy. What's going on there? Oh, what's this? Oh, come on through, sir. I'll leave the door open for you, sir. Did you make yourself a copy while you... Or maybe that's just Carbon Boy being smart.
Yeah, he's still got, what's that, 8 laps to go on those tyres, so...
Maybe sitting behind Black Project.
You can,
see if you can't just pull away a little bit from Felix.
just take the pressure off his tyres, but he still has to manage that gap behind. It's only 1.8 second, which, you know, isn't a lot, and it's coming out of one corner just slightly wide. That can eat that in half. So look between Felix and Wartime, 6/10. So Wartime's got his eyes in front here, and it's pushed Felix to his fastest lap of the race so far, or fastest sector, second sector. And we got the stranger. He did ink out a few seconds there on that fuel stop, and he's got a good 6.7 second gap to the car behind. So we may see him. He's just there, ready if any trouble happens. So yeah, definitely sausage.
Sausage and revs.
0.255. There's nothing in this. I reckon Sausage is going to have a go here.
He's looking racy.
Yeah.
Maybe he feels confident enough to go, you know what? You only live once, let's have a crack.
Yeah, and look, ooh, bit of a slide there from Revs, but no, he's...
Oh, Sausage!
They are both trying very hard. Very hard.
I think that might be it for Sausage. I know. Put the key on the rack.
Yeah. I'd be banking the points here.
It's always the way when you're trying to wrap up a championship, fighting for a position, and you have that one moment, you're just like, okay, yep, I've had enough playtime, let's just bring this thing home.
And while these guys aren't mucking around, I'll just throw to XL in front. He's out to 18.3 seconds now. He's back into the 19s after the pit stop, and even his outlap at a 20.7. Just to throw it in the context of, that's about 2 seconds quicker than most were doing out of the pits. So, yeah, again, put his stamp on the race.
Very much so.
So anyone there under a bit of, just in those couple of battles that we have, anyone fuel compromised?
I think they're all looking pretty good. Yeah, I think they're all going to make it home. So, and the gaps have just opened up a little bit in that Black Project. Felix will... Oh, Carbon Boy! No, Carbon Boy's had a moment! Carbon Boy's gone! Oh, what's happened there?
Alright, so he's back to 9th. Let's see if I
Back
can
to
catch that
9th.
on the replay.
Oh, that's a real shame. He was on for a great result there.
We've got him there. Let's see if that's before or after. Oh no. He just off the curve and then straight across the track into the fence.
Oh, that's going to hurt. It's always the worst when that happens.
And the strangers picked that position up. It's not tyre and fuel, it's a race. Get it right. So, yeah, so unfortunately for Carbon with that mishap, the stranger has picked up a position, but he'll still have his work to do and he's picked up 2 seconds on Wartime there. So yeah, he's probably got a good car under him and running through there. We've got Wartime 2.5 seconds off the back of Felix, who has 1. 3 seconds to Black Project, 1.2 to Big J. So the Black Project Big J is not done and dusted.
Oh no, you're right. Actually, I was just keeping an eye on the Revs sausage battle and as well. And Revs is definitely broke sausage here, I think. So sausage also, I think, just decided that's enough. Let's bring it home for the championship. For Black Rose, they've had a fantastic season. Team boss, old mate Superfly, will be stoked.
Yeah, and absolutely. Both Sausage and Revs have had very good consistent seasons each. So, yeah, Excel's definitely dominated tonight on pace, but consistency over the season and good podium placings have put these two guys in the position how to fight for this tonight.
It's always cracked me up though when you win this championship, because it's like, oh, you've won, well done. As a reward, now we're going to put you against aliens. You're like,
Yep.
oh, thanks.
Ooh, Black Project was a bit loose over the curve, yeah. That's they call it a growing experience. A growth opportunity, I think is the corporate term for it.
Or learning opportunities, another one.
Yeah, so we'll make it harder for you, give you more experience and not pay you anymore. So.
Yeah, exactly. So we're coming towards the back end of the race now. 31 laps. XL is nearly 20 seconds to the good. Made a flawless drive. Has absolutely dominated this race. First of all, that stunning qualifying lap. And has led away from pole and has not been touched. So fantastic drive. Revs in second. Actually, look at this. So Sausage Stow's called back up again. He's not done with it.
Yeah, 7 tenths.
He's making a liar out of us here, Graham. Here we are, all experts. Yeah, put the key on the rack.
Well, I can tell you, I've got no nerves because I'm not in the car. I think both the nerves would be equal for both Revs, knowing he's got Sausage very, very close, and also Sausage just that adrenaline. You know, do you go for it? Do you settle? And I reckon he'd be asking that question of himself every corner as he closes this gap. They're both very competitive drivers and very good drivers.
Very consistent with both of them and their lap times as well. It's always a joy to watch drivers when there's consistency.
Yeah.
And I tell you what, I reckon Sausage's get one last crack, and if that doesn't work, then I reckon he will put the key on the rack. He's got pretty much 2 laps to get this done, so don't count him out. Big J, what a drop. Oh, I tell you what, Big J better get the eyes on, because he's got a very fast finishing Black Project, who of course had that drama at turn 1, lap 1, but has kept the head down, and he's drove his way all the way up to 5th. Great drive.
And can I tell you, Big J is ahead in the championship in front of Black Project by 3 points.
So this could also have championship implications.
Absolutely. This could be, this is podium. This can impact the podium for the championship.
And Wartime in 6th position. Solid drive, very solid drive from the Rocky R5 Sim Racing crew. In those very striking cars, very Miami biased. I am a big fan. Then Felix, solid season. He's been pretty consistent. I think he'll be okay with the result tonight. 7th position in this field is nothing to sneeze at, so solid drive.
And Stranger is seizing away that gap. Yeah.
He's chopping away at it. That beautiful PWR BMW. And Carbon Boy, oh, what could have been? He was on for a magnificent result. It's a slight error, which happens. but he'll pack that away. I think he could get a top 5, top 6 in the championship, which is a fantastic result. Maverick, another one, has had an up and down season, but he's done well. And he will pack it all away and look to fire again next season. Then Renegade, who, again, another one has had sort of a bit of up and down season.
Oh,
It does
there you
happen.
go. We missed that lap 33 come around. XL.
Yep, well done.
21 seconds in front. 21 seconds. Wow. In this field, a very strong field. That is a dominant display. So we've got Revs coming down.
It is all about one man. It is our champion. Sizzling
Sausage.
We'll take it.
Very well managed drive. Big J coming around down on the straight for fourth.
But what a fantastic Big J. Oh, I tell you what, we just held on to that.
Yeah, and that
Black
might have been
Project.
good enough to. We'll bring Lenosis on shortly for the points, but that might have been enough to hold second in championship.
Then Wartime in 6th. Felix will finish in 7th. Stranger in 8th. 9th will be Carbon Boy. 10th will be Maverick.
Carbon Boy's handbrake fell on it over the line.
Yeah. Oh, like someone was giving some sideways action. I thought through the last quarter someone's going to throw it sideways. And Renegade will finish 11th. Peter Puff's in 12th and the Good Doctor there in 13th. But that is it. That is Div 3 and 4 run and done for Season 9 of Sector 1 Sim Racing.
No worries. Well, that is. I'll just get to the results screen, and we'll get those up for everyone to go through. So, as we said, very commanding and dominant drive with a fastest laps run in there of a 1:18.9 XL for Dadson Racing. Really, really good drive. Second, Revs won the Privateers, coming in a very solid second place, quite closely fought through the whole race, with Sizzling Sausage, who has managed his racecraft in getting that P3, managing that, and from what I believe, and Lenosis will confirm it, but locking away a championship is no mean feat. Big J in P4, Black Project in P5, and if you look at the column on the right, guys, their best laps, there's not much in it, and their racing lap times weren't too different. Wartime in P6, Felix in P7, The Stranger in P8. We've got Carbon Boy in P9, Madrick P10, Renegade P11, Petey Pops in his Div 3 drive P12, Good Doc, something went wrong there for him in P13, stuck in the pits, and a DNF for Prua in P14. So yeah, that's how it rolled. Your thoughts?
Yeah, that was an interesting race. XL class above. Yeah, it just dominated really. That was a big warning shot across the bow for next season, 100%. So looking forward to seeing what he pulls next season. Congratulations does go to Sausage on wrapping up the championship. Really well done. And also, I do believe Black Rose wrapped up the team championship as well. So huge congratulations to them. So the drinks are on Superfly. Tag Superfly Pays. Just get that going in the chat there. That'll be great. And Discord. That mid-pack battle between Carbon Boy and Felix, that was as well. But my driver of the day will go to Big J. I thought he drove a fantastic race. Really clever on his strategy as well. And I think, yeah, he drove fantastic. So Big J is my driver of the day.
Yeah, look, for me it's a split. Big J, certainly, yeah, agree with that. And both Sausage, because you've got to remember these guys both managed their podium positions in the championship through that race. But with the ground that Big J had to make up after qualifying and being involved and fighting his way through that mid-pack, yeah, driver of the day. I agree.
Definitely. So we do welcome in the one and only who's actually burnt a hole in the calculator, I believe. So, but he's joined us. How are you, sir? Are you well?
Yep, I'm all right. I just
Oh,
enjoyed
hey,
that.
what was that?
Beautiful.
What was that? Yeah, I'm
All right. Settle down, George.
alright.
Settle down. Yeah, just been sitting here with the calculator in the comms box in the corner, doing my own thing. And yeah, what a race it was. I mean, there's some brilliant battles up and down the field, and I mean, considering that Carbon Boy was fighting Black Project, it was interesting to see him let him by down the straight. I don't know what he was doing, what he was thinking, but he went ahead and did it anyway. So, yeah, we're just finishing off the points here. Just getting things all presentable. Now, I do have a verdict so far, barring any stewards' reports, of who is the champion. And I mean, so far you guys have been pretty alright at figuring it out. So there's not going to be too many surprises. But yeah, we'll just 2 secs. We'll get this sent off
No.
to Gur, and he will chuck them up on screen.
Oh, now
So-
you're testing me.
It's okay. I have faith.
Yeah, well,
Well,
Go
it is
said no
happening.
maths during the stream, but I think uploading new files ranks right there with it.
And if you
Yeah,
are
so-
still watching there in chat, put your thoughts in on next season's car as well. So very exciting. Yeah, so if you're excited, you're not excited, you're up and down about it, yeah, make sure you let us all know, and we'll make sure we pass them off to admin, because they're people that get paid more than me, so they can sort that stuff out. But I reckon it's
getting
awesome. Yeah, apparently. I reckon it's cool. I reckon it's a great choice. Actually, yeah, when I saw it, I thought, oh, sweet. Yeah, no, this car's awesome for racing.
Yeah,
I
I
mean,
just
as,
go back to Series 4, that community series there, where it was the car was running. Yeah, it was sensational for close racing. It was just great.
As Gura said, it's one of those cars that, well, it got used in the community series a long time ago, and myself, Gur, and a bunch of other big names in Sector 1 nowadays, it's where we all got our start, and we all jumped into Sector 1, and yeah, I mean, I just love it. It's one of my favorite cars to drive. It has a personality. A lot of the Group 4 cars, they don't have much of a personality to drive, but this thing, it bucks and kicks. It likes to drive on the edge, and the fact that it's MR in this current physics model just makes it so much better.
Awesome. Well, that's exciting. I can't wait. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be a ripper. How are we going with those points? Have you done your 1+1?
Just doing the save to the folder trick.
I know exactly what you're talking about as well.
Save image.
So we've got one more race next week, of course. It is the big boys that'll go around Sardegna, and then that will be the season done for the year. And it is getting into Christmas time, so make sure you stay safe out there as well, and look after yourselves, and give your friends and family big kisses and hugs, and just enjoy Christmas. Enjoy the time off if you got time off as well. Yeah, that's my little message there. Public service announcement. I think that was the nicest I've been for ages.
Yeah,
I
I
don't
just
know.
want to say quickly thanks to the Div 4 and Div 3 guys for this season. We will have the awards night in a couple of weeks where we can all get the tissue box out and have a bit of a cry. But yeah, it's been a good one. Season 9, I mean, BMW M3, it's a fan favourite, and adding tuning on top of it. First time in Sector 1 history we ever did a one make with tuning for a series. So, breaking history, I mean, Div 3, Div 4, they've just done brilliant, these guys, all season. And after this season, I'm still a firm believer that Division 3 is the best racing action that we have here in Sector 1. And tonight just proved that even further. We're on a historic Sector 1 track, Sardi B, in a historic Sector 1 car, the M3, and some brilliant racing action, some brilliant moves. And yeah, it's just all season long. I had no idea which way this championship fight was going to go. You were looking at Revs, you're looking at Excel, you're looking at Sausage, and then even Big J late charge in the final few races, and managed to almost take second place in the championship. Well, that's a bit of a spoiler, but
Have you got the? Have you sent the? Have you sent the individual drivers through?
Yeah, it's that most recent one, I think.
Okay.
Anyways.
Hang on, give me a sec.
What's going on there?
Operator error.
No, don't. It's always the computer's fault. Blame the computer.
Just
Baron.
blame me. Now, up front, that was a fairly clean race. I don't think there was any major incidents, so I don't think there's going to be any viewers' appeals for the top few in this championship. So I think it might be safe to say that these will be the final places of the championship, but never say never. The stewards could click their pens and get involved.
Are they the ones? Can you see them on the screen? We got Sizzling Sausage on 217 without giving out where he finished.
Yep.
Fire away, Lenocious. Sorry about the delay, folks.
All right. So, leading the way on 217 points, Sizzling Sausage takes Black Rose Racing's first championship as a Sector 1 team. And he gets it by not a very large margin. 10 points over Revs in second place. Privateer coming up in second place is an absolutely incredible achievement. Dead even on points is Big J, who finishes in third place in the championship on countback only. Revs had more wins this season, so takes the honours of P2 in the championship. But wow, that came down to the wire. Black Project manages to take P4 for Kraken Esports. He's 5 points behind the two ahead. Carbon Boy manages to hold on to 5th place in the championship after his mishaps this evening. And he's quite a way back from the front runners here. He's 20 points behind, despite 15 points separating those top four. We then have Freelix in P6 for Hooncorp Esports. He is 9 points behind Carbon Boy and sits on 173 points. We then have Excel, who was a favourite for the championship, but unfortunately missing a couple of races throughout the season due to no fault of his own. And no doubt his Excel absolutely performed this season. Been up the front in every race that he's raced this season, so unlucky to only come away with a 7th place there. We then have the Stranger in P8, who is 11 points behind Excel. We then have Budsy, who isn't in the championship no more, but then it's Revs behind him in 10th place, 137 points to his name this season, with Dadson's VF in 11th place, who unfortunately couldn't make tonight, so he would be much higher this evening if he was able to attend. 1 point behind Renegade. Then 2 points behind VF is Wartime, who did race tonight, and he had a pretty good race, Wartime. We then have Madrick in P13, and Snake Eyes there in 14th, who also isn't with us anymore. So that's your Division 3, the top 14 from Category 2 for Season 9. What a season it was. Came down to the wire. And we hope to see some more brilliant racing action in Division 3 once we send up the quick guys to Category 1.
Yeah, absolutely. So, look, the end of eight race season, it's been quite dynamic. We've had a few of these guys. I know Revs, Sizzling Sausage, I think Black Friday. Actually, they've all pretty much all of them, including Excel, have filled in Div 2 and Div 1, so really busy racing calendar. They've done a great job. I think with Excel sitting back there, it shows how tight the championship was. I'm pretty sure he won 4 of the 8 rounds. But yeah, that top 3, how close is that podium for a championship win? Well done. You know, that dedication and commitment each week, but more importantly, good racecraft, consistency in their races has delivered those podium results for them. So yeah, really, really good. Look, I think on that note, we might wrap up. Ghost, thank you very much for race directing tonight, and your help with the commentary is invaluable, especially for, I think, on my 3rd stream in. Lenosis, thank you for the live championship updates, but really importantly, thank you to our Cat2 and broadcast sponsors, because these guys are what makes our Divisions 3 and 4, be able to be presented pretty much every second Sunday to you guys through the season. So that's Liquid Solutions, Adelaide Ceramic Coatings, and APR Automotive. Guys, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe. I think we're closing in on 750 odd subscribers, so that's really important to us because it also attracts new people into the community, the Sector 1 community. And who knows, someone who joins today we could be racing against next season or the season after. That's really good. Don't forget our Category 1 final race next week. It will be an absolute cracker across Div 1 and Div 2. The points position, if you think Div 3 is close, Div 1 and 2 are very, very much the same. It'll be very competitive and closely fought. So, any last comments from yourself, Ghost and Lenosis?
No, thank you to everyone. Been a good season. I've jumped in the box a few times. I've enjoyed it. Sort of, not gonna lie, I have lost my passion for Gran Turismo, but calling Sector 1 races is something I'll never pass up. So I love it. Thank you to all the admin. They do an amazing job. You've put in heaps of hours. I know I've been there, so definitely thank you. Thank you to all the drivers. Thank you to all the viewers. Chats as per normal. And as Graham said, yeah, please like and subscribe. It really does help out everyone here at Sector 1. And other than that, I reckon it's been a good night.
No worries. So,
I think we need a new calculator.
Yeah, new calculator.
Oh, that too, yeah.
It's good having someone
we're putting
backing
in
up.
a rec for a new calculator, please. New calculator.
In other words, we're looking for sponsors for next season because we do need to budget in all these calculators.
Wow.
Although, if we're truly up with the new generation, we should be using the calculator on our phones because we all have one.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, no worries. No, thank you, everyone. Good night. Stay safe. And that's a wrap. And don't forget to tune in next week. It will be an absolute cracker of a couple of races. So thank you, everyone.